First of all, I want to thank President Beck and also congratulate all of you for finishing up 4 years and this wonderful accomplishment. You see before you the last person who ever expected to receive anything, especially anything honorary, from this university. I did not endear myself to the administration when I broke in with a group of other students to a faculty meeting, stark naked, painted to resemble abstract expressionist painting, surrealism painting, or impressionist painting. Yes, graduating class, it was the 60s. But please don't roll your eyes. I'm not going to say how wonderful those times were, nor how much better they were than today, which I don't believe. I do have one observation, though. We didn't worry at that time about getting a job after graduation. We always knew there was something. A lot of us didn't even know what we wanted to do. College had been a time for growing, pushing the limits, trying out all sorts of things, but it didn't automatically clarify one's existence. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey because some of you are maybe in this situation. Once I graduated from Lawrence, I thought, gee, well, I've got this great education. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take over the world. And I got to New York City and I couldn't find a job. And I tried, I was a receptionist, I waited tables, I even modeled bras, I worked on off-Broadway theater, I catered. The upside was that I was interested in many, many things, and the downside is that I didn't have a clue of what I wanted to do with myself. And one day, a friend of mine said, why don't you talk to Ken Oletta, who is now the media editor of The New Yorker? And I met with him, and I told him what my situation was, and I went on and talked about how I'm interested in everything and what I'd really like to be as a perpetual student. And he looked at me and he said, this is the worst interview I've ever had in my life. And I said, well, what do you want from a 24-year-old? Excuse me, a 24-year-old. I don't know what to do. And he said, well, did you ever think about filmmaking, making documentaries? And I said, no, I haven't. And this is one of those things where you never expected. Here's someone who gave me a suggestion, and I jumped on it, and it was the right thing for me. And I have been a perpetual student. I have had a marvelous experience working on the various documentaries. And those are the kind of unexpected, exciting things that are going to happen to you when you go out in the world. You never know where the information's going to come from. But the important thing is to be open and to be receptive to the ideas that are out there. I'd also like to praise the liberal arts education that I got here at Lawrence, because I think that what it did for me is it really gave me a real sense of how to solve problems. I learned, because I was in the arts program in theater and in art, I was working in the conservatory, I was working in all different departments, and I learned how to collaborate and work with people, which was very obviously useful. And one of the things that I think a place like Lawrence really does. And one of the things with requirements, I remember going, oh my gosh, I have to take science. What am I going to do with science? Well, I took a genetics class with Professor Perot, and I was doing terribly. I was failing the class, and I went to him in desperation. I said, please, can you help me with this? And he was one of the most compassionate professors and helped me through it. Well, here I am today, working with Wesleyan University professors and the artist Liz Lerman, she's a choreographer, and we're trying to figure out how to take the Human Genome Project and translate it in a way that the general audience will understand. Another thing in the sciences, my husband and I are working with Columbia University at the Nano Center, trying to figure out again how we can translate nanotechnology to a general audience. So these are the kind of unexpected things that I studied at Lawrence and have become extremely useful, I'm comfortable talking with scientists, and I think part of that was because of the experience I had here at Lawrence. I know you want to hurry and graduate, and so I'll be brief. But I want to just remind you that you can be uncertain. You've learned now that everyone wants you to have an answer. Well, I think it takes a lot of courage and bravery to say you don't know something, because whatever it is you don't know needs to be learned. We all keep learning, and long after formal classrooms disappear. That's the joy of it. With the money that gets offered today and the intense competition you're graduating into, it's comforting to know that you're among the best, that you've got what it takes, that this is just the beginning. You have all the tools, you have everything within you to be a success, and don't get discouraged. When I worked on the Campbell series, one of the things that became a classic sentence was, follow your bliss. It's really important, no matter what anyone says, to find that thing that's within you that you have real passion about, because that's what's going to serve you. The money will come, all those other things, but if you can be true to yourself and find that passion, it will serve you well. Let's see. As you go out in the world, I would urge you, if you haven't already done so, register to vote. Your vote counts. It's really important. It's really important to get out there and let people know what you feel. Your vote does count. And I know that in a way, we've left you a very difficult world. I mean, I just recently saw Gore's film, The Inconvenient Truth, and it is quite a serious situation. So that I know that a lot of you, there are going to be some real challenges in the future. And I take my hats off to you. I know you guys are creative, and I know that you will come up with solutions. And it's going to start with you all. I mean, some of us, it's too hard to change old ways of thinking. But anyway, I wish you well. I want to thank you and to say what an honor it is to be honored here today. I was not at my own graduation in '72 because my parents were living abroad, but I am very happy to say that I'm graduating with you all because my parents are here today, and I also have my husband and my two wonderful sons. So thank you so much. It's really, I am so grateful and so honored, and I'm thrilled for all of you. Congratulations, and go out there and fight.